Arc Raiders. Pretty good game, that's the video, thanks for watching. But seriously though, Arc Raiders has taken the gaming scene by storm. At the time of writing this, its concurrent player count keeps growing week on week, having reached 700,000 concurrent players across all platforms and nearly 500,000 on Steam alone. They've already added fun new live events, a new map, to a game that isn't even a month old, with more promised stuff on the way. It got a nomination for Best Multiplayer at the main gaming ceremony, the Game Awards coming up in December. Critically, it's reviewing well, with scores in the high 80s range on both Metacritic and OpenCritic, despite a quite famous 2 out of 5 review that I'll talk about later, and with players' scores also being the high 80s range. I did pick up the game thanks to a recommendation from a friend, and I've sunken a lot of hours into the game already. So that just leaves my opinion on the game. Now, considering that I am not the biggest fan of shooter games and multiplayer games like this, the fact alone of me saying that I enjoy this game a lot says a lot, or doesn't, because everyone's got different opinions. Point is, I think this game is great. What is Arc Raiders? Arc Raiders is a player versus enemy multiplayer game that falls under the extraction shooter genre set in a dystopian future in Italy. This means you are dropped into a map with your own made loadout or a pre-made loadout where you have, for the most part, 30 minutes to explore the area. There are many different zones that give you different types of loot, like hospital items or expired pasta. And of course, there are the arcs that patrol these areas that come in many shapes and sizes. Some can fly, some roll, but most of all, they hurt you pretty bad if you don't take care. Then, to make it all even more unpredictable, you have the players. Maybe they'll be friendly, maybe they'll shoot you on sight, or maybe trick you and shoot and kill you when you're about to extract. Rats. Anyways, that's the basic gist of the game. You drop in, find shiny and colorful new loot, shoot some stuff if you have to, extract, or die. Might sound a bit mundane based on this alone, but no, actually, because the moment-to-moment gameplay in this game is incredibly well designed. One part is thanks to the map design and layouts, with each main map having different layouts and the like that encourage different styles of play. Dam Battlegrounds is your usual default basic map, having a bit of everything, whereas Buried City is focused a lot more on short-range weapons thanks to its closer quarters and tighter level design, whereas Blue Gate with its large mountain range favoring long-distance weapons. But that doesn't mean that these areas are limited only for play like that. The latter two examples, for instance, you have the outskirts of the Buried City, or the rooftops that encourage sniping, or the gate itself in Blue Gate that is pretty much Silent Hill, and Stellamontes, that's definitely Silent Hill, with its close quarters. And what you can do in these maps is actually quite a lot. Sure, looting and shooting the arcs are fun, but there are also quests and upgrades for things you need back in Speranza, the hub base in Arc Raiders. These quests range from getting certain arc parts, exploring the map, to collecting lemons, and as you naturally explore and find loot, you will naturally be able to upgrade your workbenches, which are used for crafting a wide range of tools and your general loadout. That's mainly the loop. I don't know how or why, but it just works. It's got a lot of close calls as you combine all the factors in with the unpredictable nature of players, the ever-evolving nature around the arcs, level design, and how you yourself will react, either having rare loot on you forcing you to play more carefully, or having a free loadout and entering any situation like Rambo. Another positive that I found was just how beautiful the game is. Yes, I know, the game is very dystopian and is basically a wasteland. However, you see how cool these mountains look, or the history behind this plaza? The arcs also have incredible designs, and the matriarch and the queen are two standouts for me. Both go insanely hard. I also talk about how good the sound design is here. It's just incredible. The distant booms of shots being fired in the distance, the scary cries of the arcs, and the footsteps of a player a floor above you. The audio team really knocked it out of the park with this one, bar one thing, which we'll get to soon enough, just wait for that. I also have to talk about the players and the community because it's great and really caught me off guard. I've had some super fun moments in this game playing with friends and with solos. My first solo interaction in the game was just me following a player around in Blue Gate trying to find lemons, and me asking him about extraction shooters because I'm new to this genre. And with friends, one of the hypest moments was us squatting up and being in a lobby with 2 to 3 other squads trying to take down the matriarch before a single third party decided to shoot us and actually got me. And that's the thing, despite people hating on the so-called rats in the game, or players that are unwilling to cooperate with you, those players make the game exciting, because you can't ever fully trust a random player in the game. You can't forget the player versus player part in the PvPvE genre, you know? I remember one time I was going to extract with 2 other solos, I was low on health, and none of us wanted to use the machine to extract, so one dude decided to shoot both of us. I mean, fair enough, pretty frustrating, but it is what it is, because in the end, it all adds to the fun of the game, keeping you on edge. But the game does have some flaws. We'll start with the minor stuff before getting into the elephant in the room. First, the game can get a bit boring, especially in those long walks from place to place. There are many instances where you're just running and nothing is happening, and that can happen pretty frequently. Not a major fault, but you can get a bit bored. Secondly, glitches and bugs. I've had 2 instances where I've lost gunfights due to being stuck between objects that I should have been able to get out of. One time I got stuck between a bench and a low-rise wall, the other I got stuck behind a breach and search locker. Frustrating when I lost at no fault of my own, but due to the game. Not only that, but desync and glitching through objects also is pretty infuriating at times. They are working on fixing stuff, and I commend Embark for doing so at such a fast rate with their patches, but there's still a long way to go. Finally, we will talk about the infamous 2 out of 5 score from Eurogamer with the generative AI voices used in the game. I can't confirm how much of the voice acting in this game is AI generated, but Embark have been pretty open about their use of it, and I have to say, I don't like it at all. Not enough to dock major points from the game, as the voice acting is a very small and not important part of the game, but it is really bad. Like, really bad. All the characters sound so monotonous and bland, so either they have no voice direction at all, or it really is just some text-to-speech model. I do get how they said that the voice actors consented to having their voices be used for this AI model, but I think it's lazy and removes a crucial human element that should be present when creating art, which video games very much are. It's not good, and that's my stance on it. But to not end the video on a sour note, the fundamental game that Embark has created here is incredible. I really love it. I'm not so good on conclusions, but I'll say this. Helldivers 2 narrowly missed out on my favorite games list in 2024, and I think Art Creators will avenge it, even though they're 2 completely different games. Anyways, I do recommend Art Creators for both its solo and co-op experience, and you're bound to have lots of fun with it, regardless of your own playstyle. So, I'll actually go play some more of it. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, a like means a lot, and a subscribe too if you want to see more videos from me. With that said, have a good rest of your day and week, and Storm out.